Well, for many Tennesseans growing up in the 60s and 70s, Sheriff Buford Pusser was a hero. Hollywood even made a hit movie about him. But a shadow of controversy looms over the lawman's legend. His wife's murder remains a cold case to this day, and some say Buford is responsible. News 2 Mark Kelly continues our special report's lawman legend after speaking with those who say there's a dark side to the Pusser legacy.
In McNairy County, Buford Pusser is a legend. His positive image of the walking tall, big stick-carrying sheriff who cracked down on crime continues to this day. But not everyone believes Pusser was a saint.
Look into these things and you find out it didn't happen that way at all. He walked on both sides of the law.
Mike Elam is an outsider. He's from Arkansas, where he spent years in law enforcement. But he started digging into Sheriff Pusser's past. For him, the hero story wasn't adding up, especially that the sheriff's wife, Pauline, was mistakenly murdered in an ambush that was intended to take out Buford. Elam believes Sheriff Pusser killed his wife and covered it up.
I believe it was staged to fit Buford's narrative. But when you look at the evidence, it's so convincing that he didn't tell the entire truth.
Elam launched a podcast, Buford Pusser, The Other Story. He also operates the Truth Has No Agenda tour, where he takes his guests, many law enforcement, on a guided tour of the different crime scenes from the night of Pauline's murder. Dennis Hathcock is one of the locals on that tour. Sheriff Pusser cracked down on his family's club on the state line decades ago.
He was a very evil. That's the only thing I can say.
Evil?
Right. Because he could put out that persona as a good man fighting crime and corruption. When if you really knew what was going on.
That's the importance of the tour and taking the route that Buford took that morning, because that alone convinces a lot of people it did not happen the way that Buford claimed.
Elam says other red flags at the crime scene include the location of the blood splatters and bullet holes. In fact, a tip last year led the TBI to re-examine Pauline's cold case and exhume her body. But this revision of the Sheriff Pusser hero legend has also ruffled some feathers here in McNairy County.
It's very frustrating. These people coming from Wisconsin, Minnesota, Arkansas, trying to be the Buford Pusser expert. They don't have a clue.
Steve Sweat is the honorary Sheriff Pusser expert. He is not happy with these tours telling this different story.
As far as I'm concerned, it happened the way the sheriff said it did, because he was there, we weren't. And as far as I know, that's the way that ambush went, the way the sheriff said it did.
I just think the truth is important. It's like on my podcast, I always end it by saying truth has no agenda.
In McNairy County, Mark Kelly, News 2.
And Mike Elam says a tip to his podcast is what led the TBI to re-examine Pauline's cold case. To see the rest of our special reports, Lawman Legend, visit our website at WKRN.com.